So MetrothemCon is happening tomorrow actually, and I'm hoping to get this video up before I actually head out. But nevertheless, I wanted to give you guys something to look forward to while I'm busy having fun at the convention, which I will have videos from the convention uploaded as soon as I get back here. But for now, we're actually going to be doing a response video to The Amazing Lucas. Now, first things first, I do not hate The Amazing Lucas. When the Vic Mignogna situation was going on, The Amazing Lucas did a really good job of covering it, and he basically was on Vic's side. And I appreciate that very, very much. However, when it comes to this situation with the employee from Holiday Inn who had a mental breakdown, I feel that this was a really dumb take from The Amazing Lucas, and that he should have actually done his homework before giving his opinion. Now, if you want to know my take on the whole matter, I think it's awful that the poor guy was recorded having a meltdown by some asshole who wanted to make this guy into a laughingstock. And that right there is why mental illness is not taken seriously, because you have assholes like this who would rather mock the guy instead of trying to calm him down and make sure that everything is alright. I mean, seriously, where the fuck is human decency and humility anymore? Now, for context, I am going to show some of the clip. I'm not going to show the entire thing, because it's sad and it's awful, and I don't think people really need to watch it, but this is just for context. After I'm done showing this to you, then I'm going to respond to Lucas.
Computer, because you all made a mistake?
Not really, no.
So you want to get mad and hit the computer because you made a mistake? Because your company made a mistake? You want to take it out on me?
I'm not taking it out on you.
So why did you get mad and hit the computer? Why did you get mad and hit the computer?
Because I have mental.
I'm sure you're on camera, right?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sure you're on camera. So this is the type of people they have working here.
So just from watching that clip, you could tell that the guy behind the desk is having a mental breakdown. And the guy that's recording him is antagonizing him and making it all worse for the poor guy. So you can understand why a lot of people are upset over this and why they feel bad for the employee instead of the customer that's being an asshole. But nevertheless, now that we have the context of this whole matter, let's listen in on what the Amazing Lucas has to say.
What mental illness caused you to do that?
Now, I don't blame Lucas for not knowing every single mental illness under the sun. But seriously, Lucas, you didn't even bother reading an article about it? You didn't even bother to look into this situation yourself? You didn't even read the employee's Reddit post, which he explains what mental illness he has? Which, by the way, he explains that he has borderline personality disorder. And according to the mental health information website, it has self-harming behavior as a symptom of borderline personality disorder, which can be triggered by emotional distress. So there you go, Lucas. There's your answer.
Because these mofos trying to say, Lucas, the splaining started to happen. Talking about schizophrenia. No. Liberalism.
See, this is the reason why I can't stand people on the left or right, and that's because they don't take the situation at face value, and instead make everything political when in actuality, there's nothing political about this. It's just a guy being an asshole to someone who is suffering with a mental disability. And even if the guy was a liberal, who gives a fuck? There is no reason for this poor guy being recorded for having a meltdown.
That's the only disease I know that will cause you to go. Liberalism is the only disease I know that'll cause you to do that.
Seriously, Lucas, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you have to resort to making fun of this guy, who is doing nothing wrong, by the way, and is just trying to do his job? You see, this right here is why people have a hard time coming out about their mental illness. Because there's judgmental assholes like you that want to laugh and mock them. I thought your channel was about using logic and facts. But no, you couldn't even bother to look at the facts. That this guy is really suffering with a mental illness that he is having a hard time coping with. Seriously, learn some humility, you douchebag.
I'm very curious. Schizoaffective? Yeah, I heard people say that. Schizoaffective. How many of you guys know what the definition of schizoaffective is?
As I'm sure a lot of people know what the definition of schizoaffective is, but I'm pretty sure you don't, and I'll gladly take that to the bank.
Because what I love is when these fools kill somebody and then they say, well, I had schizophrenia. I had bipolar.
Yet here's the thing, Lucas. Murderers don't get to determine that. A psychologist would have to evaluate them and provide the necessary evidence to prove that that is even the case. And see, you don't even know what you're even talking about, because if you actually looked into it, you would know that most people who suffer with schizophrenia and bipolar are not violent. Prime example, myself. I've never experienced any violent tendencies. Now, I have had thoughts of self-harm to myself, but not towards other people. And that's something you got to take into account, that everyone's mental illness is different. How they handle it and how it affects them.
What you want me to believe is that this mofo, in all of his years of working at the front desk, has never come across a disgruntled customer. Has never come across a rude customer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's never had to deal with a customer like this before. And that's because it doesn't often happen. At least not to this extent.
I'll believe it. That it just happened to be, this was the first rude customer. And he wasn't even that rude.
And also, the customer was insulting him and calling him a faggot. And this is before the guy actually started recording. And by the way, the employee is gay. So disgruntled customer? No, more like homophobic prick.
The customer was upset because, hey, he wasn't, the system had messed up or something, and he was showing that he wasn't checked in or didn't have a room. I would have been pissed too.
Yet why take out all your frustration on this guy who can't help that the system is fucked up? Why couldn't he have asked for a manager who could easily remedy this problem? But no, he had to throw a hissy fit and call the guy a faggot, which was uncalled for, by the way. I don't care how mad you are, you don't insult somebody like that. You don't have the right to be rude, and the employee does not deserve that type of treatment by a customer.
Damn, Lucas, you are literally on the wrong side of this one. Tell me how, David. Tell me how.
See, even your own audience is telling you you're wrong. Because it takes a logical person to see that the customer is in the wrong, not the employee. And it's clear that the employee is trying to help and trying to calm this guy down, but the customer wasn't having it, and so he kept agging on until suddenly the employee just flipped. Seriously, how can you not see that this is so wrong of the customer to treat this guy this way over something that is not directly his fault?
I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with mental illness. This is just a shitty job with shitty people.
That has to be one of the dumbest statements I've ever heard come out of your mouth. Of course customer service is a shitty job. And I agree, there are shitty people you have to deal with this job. However, to argue that this is not mental illness when it clearly is, just makes you sound dumb. Because it's obvious that this guy is suffering with a mental illness. Which if you had done your research, you would know.
You tell me they ejected him and management supported you. Given that was your response to a customer who was not raising their voice, who had questions, who had righteous anger for whatever issue was going on with the system.
Yes, because the customer decided to be an asshole and escalate the situation, which he didn't have to. He could have been calm and reasonable, which he didn't seem calm and reasonable in that video. And yes, of course they would go on his side. He's the one that was verbally attacked for no reason. Yeah, I'm seriously done with this video. I just can't handle the sheer stupidity that Lucas is displaying here, because he's in complete denial that the customer is completely wrong in this situation, and that it's obvious that the employee is suffering with a mental illness, and that the customer should not have acted that way towards him when it's not directly his fault that he didn't get his room. Boo fucking who. Go to another hotel. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And also, please do not attack Lucas. And if you're an amazing Lucas fan, please be respectful in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to discuss things with you. But nevertheless, that's really all I have to say. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. This has been PC, signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video.